just hit me up. I'm happy to help out. If there's anything you want to back up, any questions you have, just let me know. I'm usually talking about something stupid. Either I'm complaining, making memes, or like going into the intricacies of like the cell architecture for like the PS3. Which I mean, I can talk about that too if you want.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Oh no, but like it's really cool. I mean, like they do a lot of stuff.
We are here to talk about anything besides the cell architecture in the PS3. Jesus Christ, dude. How y'all doing, everybody? Make some noise. Very good. Everybody got a mic?
I've got a microphone.
All right, we're good. We can fade that up.
We have a working PowerPoint, though? Yeah, that's the real question.
I think so. Yeah, we're good at it. It seems like we're golden.
With everything that's going on, I mean, who wants to explain what this is about?
Nitroid, I don't know what happened to your thing, but yeah, we got it going. Mr. Smartman.
Yeah, I guess.
You were the guinea pig. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I fixed all the bugs for you guys.
Yeah. So we're the Kojima Frequency. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of us before, but we are a podcast that focuses on Kojima-centric things. So that includes Metal Gear, Police Knots, Death Stranding, Snatcher, anything that Kojima's kind of adjacent to. We'll talk about it. We don't care. We'll talk about Resident Evil 2 for hours if you let us.
We usually do.
Yeah, that's what ends up happening. Yeah.
I compared it. I like to compare it to sort of like those like religious colleges where they have, you know, the same kind of courses that a college typically would have, but they always relate it back to like Jesus or something. And we do that, but with Kojima. But
it's like music, movies, anything really. If it has some connection.
We got somebody saying Kojima is God. Okay, there we go.
I told that to somebody today, and they were like, "Okay, so you guys are like a cult?"
A little bit, just a little bit. I mean, let's be honest now. But it's been hard, man. There's like been no Metal Gear related content. Kojima's gone dark with Death Stranding 2 for the most part, and then suddenly out of nowhere we get like the Master Collection and a remake. And
we normally do like really good on graphic design and put a lot in between all of our presentation and stuff. Nitroid knocks the thumbnails and all that stuff. Like we were going to talk about something else completely, but then all this Delta shit happened and the Master Collection happened. We're like, oh, we got to change our panel completely. So if we look at the quality here, we're working at shitpost level just to get through all this information here, but we're going to get through
we're
it.
Rebooting it, right?
Exactly.
Like we've got to make it accessible for modern audiences. So
this is the Kojima Frequency Delta. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing, but we're just doing it a little different here. So we're going to go into a little bit about who we are a little bit and our villain origin stories here.
Can I point something out here? Okay, everybody look at this picture, right? All right, I need everybody to stand up.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. No, this artist took some liberties. Like, what the fuck? Like, hold on. All right, no. All right.
Do we want to go over? Like,
hold on. No, wait. Apache, you're not that. Everybody get in height order right now. Like, hold on. What is this? All right, I'm third. All right, hold on. Wait.
All right.
I'm good. All right, Dave's all the way over here. Nope.
No, over there.
You're next to me, Dave.
You two. Switch. That is wrong.
No, dude.
I just wanted to make a point here. It's been bothering me ever since we got these photos, but they're nice photos.
No, I can fix it. No. I can fix it. Come here.
What are we doing?
Right, yeah. Same place. Apache, get over here.
God damn it.
I was getting away with saying I was the tallest.
That's an insurance issue. We can't do that. That's a liability.
Okay. On a chair.
Falling off it.
But yeah, so that's how cool we look online.
Sure.
You know, like it's the artist took some. That's actually by Century Wizard. I don't know if you guys. He like emulates Yoji Shinkawa's style like perfectly, and he drew all of us really good. We can go to the next slide on that.
Yeah, they never look like the photos in person, right?
I think I forgot to put on the picture.
This is an empty space.
Oh no, this is my part. Okay, sorry, this is my part.
Through.
All right, so this is my villain origin story. I made Dr. Naomi Hunter's quote for my yearbook quote for my senior year. I thought it was really lame for a while, but now it's cool. I met Kojima at the Smithsonian. It's such a dorky picture. My grandma looked at that picture the other day and she was like, he has really nice pecs, actually. Met him in 2012 at the Smithsonian. If we want to move to the next slide. This is how I met Fingers. I had a blog a while ago called the Lale Lule Lowdown. Had a lot of Nintendo content, had a lot of MGS5 content, including but not limited to, next slide, tactical horse pooping gifs. I did a lot of like videos, memes of those updates. Ended up posting like total sets. You remember like the 2014 Tumblr like high contrast gifs? Yep, I was all in that trend.
A race, like every time there was a new trailer, it was like, who's got that high contrast horse poop?
I was looking at like what I should post for these, and like I was just getting like DRK will understand. I was just getting mad because I saw these gifs and I'm like, this was not in the final game. And then I would post them. If you want to go to the next part. You know, they would get notes, but if you kept going, like people would fight in the comments. That's how I got the clout or whatever, the post notes.
Are you telling me Metal Gear fans argue about things?
Yeah, it's crazy. So go to the next one. So somebody was like, they would rather put tactical horse pooping than women in these video games. And somebody was like, have you ever played the Metal Gear series? And they're like, yeah, I bet they only have like a blonde and a redhead in it. And I'm just sitting here with my horse poop gifs like, what? And then if you continue on, somebody, shout out to Major Ocelot. Go to the next clip.
That's like 8,000 people.
And meanwhile, I'm just sitting here with my horse poop gifs, and then
someone's giving a damn dissertation.
Somebody
on
said,
post.
"Why did this discussion happen to happen a post over time?" And that was pretty much my Tumblr career.
Yeah.
That's also, if you want to go to the next one, how I met Fingers.
Yeah.
We commiserated over the dumb shit that people would say in these posts.
Yep. Go next slide.
It's so beautiful.
So and hit it again. And that's me. I'm Fingers. I spell it weird. It's with numbers instead of vowels. And if you look really close under there, it says no vowels. So just remember that part. And my name is Fingers because of this.
Oh, God.
Just come back again. So that's a whole thing I'm not even going to get into. But look up Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Anyway, so that's that. Everyone's like, why are you going Fingers? I hate showing people because everybody's just like, I just ate lunch. So anyway, I grew up on Metal Gear, playing the Nintendo games all the way, up to the PS1 games, and just always loved them and didn't really have like a community to talk about. I had friends that had played like maybe a little bit of 2 or I played Snake Eater, but that said, it's like, I can't talk to you about Metal Gear, man. And so around like 2013, I joined this page on Facebook called Solid Snake and started being an admin there, and that's actually where I met Nitroid. Because we used to post different articles and different things, and people would just get into debates.
I was correcting him on something.
Yeah. So go ahead and click next slide on it, and we actually got featured in the Snake Soup because it was like over 100 comments over a liquid and Solid Snake, like recessive genes. Because
they were making fun of us, right?
I think we were talking about it, and I think it's the dominant. Because the whole thing, all right, we're not going to get into that because we'll be here all day for that.
When we were making this slide, they got into it.
Yeah, we started revisiting it.
Yeah.
I ended up being right.
No, well, not.
All right, next slide. Fuck this. No, we're going next. All right. So, but the ended up Nitroid coming in, and this is where I kind of realized I was like, Nitroid knows his shit, man. He showed me this book that I had never seen a cover for, and that explained that. This Kojima just passed the buck to Liquid and called him a dumbass because he was a dumbass and didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So we can go next slide. But we did stuff like that. We made OC all the time for people. You had Kaz jumping into the ball pit. All
she
that
got
stuff.
an extra hour in the ball pit.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the vibe of the page. We like to post art and credit artists and source artists. That was like our big thing. I was like, guys, if we're not crediting, we're not posting it. We got to promote the artists and stuff. And so we had a lot of fun. We got over 110,000 people on there, and it's currently the biggest Metal Gear Solid page on Facebook. But who uses Facebook anymore, right? Most of that stuff, that's kind of what I did, but I also did music. So, I wasn't great at graphics, so I did this dumb shit, just basic Photoshop stuff. We can go next slide. But so I grew over the years and it kind of, took on the Metal Gear form, and that's, that kind of just became what everybody knew. Like, Fingers is doing Metal Gear remixes and doing the Metal Gear covers. And we can go, so there's me kind of growing too and matching that. As my hair grew, the avatar's hair grew.
I miss the hair.
Yeah, it was fun. We can go next slide. But so my main thing is music. And, I got original albums, I've got remixes, I've got all this stuff that I've done. But everybody knows me for one thing, and we can click next slide and hit play on that. You might be familiar with a little tune.
Oh, I really hope it's not blocked.
No!
You broke it!
Hit play in the bottom right corner for me. They played us like a damn fiddle remix if you've heard of it. Let me know.
World calls for wet work, bitch, and we answer. No greater good.
Got it.
No just cause.
What a load of bullshit.
Bitch!
And that's actually how I met Days in real life. She was like, wait, you're doing a show in your hometown? I'm in that town too. And I was like, I'll be there. She was like, dude, I love the fiddle remix. I'll be there. Let's go. So that's, it all links together, and it's weird. Like, we came together through this fandom as, individual people. And, but yeah, if you know me, you're your Fingers, they played us like a damn fiddle guy? Yeah, none of the other stuff matters. I'm the fiddle guy. But yeah, I'll be DJing tonight, and I'm so happy to be here. So thank y'all for coming to our panel, and thank y'all for listening to the Kojima Frequency. I edit the hell out of that show to make these guys sound a lot smarter than what we're doing up here right now. So if we're stumbling through it, this is the real shit. This is the live shit.
I've been
normally
nervous.
you can get on Patreon. We do a live listen-in where people can just come in and listen to us unedited, and we fuck up, and we're like, cut that out, fingers. We can't cut this out. So that's why this is the raw deal up here. We're all just going through it. We're running a little late, so we're going fast. But yeah, that's me. I'm Fingers. And we can go to the next slide.
Why are you looking at me?
Is yours not next? What happened?
He's looking at me like...
You were like,
and I have-
you were like, I'm going to make this slide after I run.
Yo, I'm going to do it later. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Right, so...
We forgot to do this.
I'm the laziest member of the Kojima Frequency, and I'm also the cause of most of the edits after the episode. There's entire sections of the show where I say something, and then I'm like, oh wait, don't actually put that online.
And he DMs me. He's like, Fingers, cut that out, please.
Yeah. Like that whole the minutes and minutes lost. The best one is, I don't know if you guys know Funny Wes, but we once had Funny Wes as a guest. It was her second time on the show, and it was so bad that we couldn't put it online, so we just missed the whole episode.
It was so fun though. We had so
We
much
spent
fun.
2 hours
Yeah,
talking
it was
about
2
Tommy
hours of, hey, did you
Talrico.
see that thing?
I think that's what makes this a good podcast. Is we're not it's not just a hang. It's not just a recorded Discord call. We're if we don't show up with a good episode, we're nah, that didn't feel good.
No, that means we're an
yeah.
unfinished podcast because there's one missing.
Yeah. So yeah, the Kojima Frequency is unfinished.
Yeah.
But I joined late. I wasn't there from the start. There has been a whole. I don't know.
You don't
I think
have to go
38
into it.
was my.
Yeah, I think you were
came
on
on as
30,
a
yeah.
guest, and all I could think was I did the show, and I was like, that was so awesome. I'd love to do that. I love to be a part of that. And then a few weeks later, Daze messages me and goes, Fingers have got to take a break for a little while. Do you want to come on the show? And then I just never left.
We couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, you
And
literally
now-
cannot get rid of me.
Now he's my hangout on Discord for 14 hours saying nothing, buddy. It's
Yeah.
incredible how that works.
Yeah, and if it's not obvious, I'm not from America. So when I record...
Get out.
We told people before that it was my editing that made him sound that. He doesn't even sound British in real life. But now everybody fucking knows that whole joke's dead now, damn it.
Yeah, so I was
I mean, you
not...
could just cut this out.
We can't cut this out.
Oh, right.
I was not in the community for years like these guys. My thing is speedrunning. I don't know if you guys watched my run before, but I do European extreme speedruns of MGS3, Tuxedo, that kind of thing.
You're burying the lead here, dude.
Yeah, you fucking do it blindfolded, dude.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that's not a big deal.
Yeah, so I came super late into this online stuff, and I just make jokes on Twitter.
You are some kind of superhuman, and you're just yeah, I kind of do this occasionally.
My main thing is I like to raise money for charities, though. So that's what I'm all about.
Oh, yeah.
So our next section is sort of the Kojima's greatest hits. The first one
Who knows
is,
who this guy is?
Yeah, who
Make
knows
some
who
noise
Tom
if you know about Tom Olson, or if you were around on Twitter for Tom Olson last year. What a trip that was.
He
Jeez.
couldn't make it today. I'm sorry.
So do you want to talk about Tom Olson for a second?
We can before we get into Jim Peddock, yeah.
I have never been so stressed in my life than when that happened, because I thought someone was just going to, I'd call my house or something. I didn't know. It was everybody at once talking about it, and I didn't. I was I just wanted to take funny pictures.
And like you said in that epilogue thing, you're even outright denial just made people even go further into it. You're look, man, I'm not related to Konami. I'm not related to Metal Gear. This is a fan account having fun. And they're like, that's what a fan account would say.
The worst part of it was that right near the tail end, I had I won't say his name, but a pretty prominent game journalist contact me in private and ask for my input, and I was freaking out and I was exhausted because I basically did all that stuff when something got posted, I had literally just finished it. I was doing it real time basically. It was not planned. And he asked me that, and I didn't I saw it and then it didn't click, and I didn't go back and check it later, but I don't know if he thought I slighted him or something, but he wrote this article that was just the most mean, condescending thing ever. And I was just geez, I can't, you guys are really vindictive when you don't get what you want.
Game journos, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing was
I'm sorry that you didn't make it through the CNN internship, buddy, but don't take it out on me. But yeah, it's then later when I made that video, I DM'd him and said, "Yeah, here's my comment," and then I just like closed it. But
Most people might not know either.
oh yeah, if you don't know, here's the short version. I wanted to do.
Nitroid made a. Oh my God, it's you! It's Robert P. Sorry, it's one of our guests. Nitroid essentially made. He's been here for like an hour. I'm sorry.
It's been a long day, everybody.
Nitroid made a Big Shell travel Twitter by the name of Tom Olson. It was supposed to be like a service worker at Big Shell. Just taking photos because he was using sort of what was it, like the documentary of MGS2 or what was it?
It was, yeah, I was using an emulator and I was using the dock of MGS2 to just like screw around and take funny photos because I think the Big Shell design in MGS2 is beautiful. I love the visual design of that game so much. And
but people were seeing angles that you couldn't really get to in the game normally, so they're like, wait, this must be a Konami dev kit. Like,
right,
how are
no
they
fan
doing
could
this?
do this.
Yeah, but Nitroid
They can.
Yeah. And once we got that interaction with Konami online is when that really, they started playing along. They're like, hey, Tom, you need to report to Strut B, get out of there. And then that's when everybody's like, oh shit, this is a thing. And then we see all these articles talking about Tom Olson, this mystery account. And David Hayter even referenced it on one of his streams. He was like, yeah, I heard there's a rumor about there's some Metal Gear stuff going on, like Metal Gear Solid 2 or something might be getting a remake. Nope, it was just this. So even coming from the source of a voice actor, you can't trust that because where did they hear it?
Right. Yeah.
The game of telephone is crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So that got out of hand.
Rumors.
We just wanted to have a little fun, and that got out of hand, and
It ended up kind of dovetailing with MGS2 and misinformation, which is kind of nice. So it worked out well, but my blood pressure was astronomical.
Speaking of hearing things from voice actors, if we want to go to the next slide. So I don't know if anybody remembers the Jim Piddock episode, but this has still been on my mind, and it's one of what I feel is the greatest hit. But this was recorded back in March 15th. If you want to go ahead and play the video, it should.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Oh, we don't have audio. Real quick context. This was before any of the Delta stuff was announced. Before
David.
Before any of the Delta stuff, before the Master Collection, we were having this conversation with Jim Piddock, and we included it in the episode because it was like.
How long ago was it before that? Like a month or two? Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, March 15th. Yeah. So here's what Jim Piddock said on our show, and we'll just casually drop this. Jim Piddock just hang out.
Just keep it reasonable. I mean, David told me last time I saw David, we did a Streamily signing thing, and he said that there was plans to redo, and he said you'll probably be hearing from him. I said I wouldn't count on it.
We were just like,
okay.
Like, did he just leak MGS3 drop on our stream? Like, we're sitting there like...
Because, it feels, just from our experience, the voice actors who come more so from, Hollywood or less well-versed on, how video games work, they just casually drop this kind of stuff.
Because they don't think it's important, yeah.
But we didn't want to be like, oh, watch this episode to get MGS3 remake confirmed. We were just like, if it happens, it happens.
Not to pat ourselves on the back, but...
And then when that announcement did happen, there was an element of Jim Piddock did say this, and,
we just didn't try to monetize it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take over now and just talk about why Metal Gear Survive is good.
Skip it. Get up.
All right, now we're doing a Resident Evil intermission.
I think, at the end of the day, I mean...
I'm going to... You do that, I get to talk about the cell processor.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
All right. So, I think as far as what the future lies for us...
Go back. There you go. Okay.
No.
Oh, sweet. All right, we're good. No. All right.
No.
Hit the foot. Don't hit it twice. What are we doing?
What is going on?
All right. It's a fun game if you just, play it and just have fun and don't really think about it. And that's why I think it's a good game.
Anybody have one of those cartoon hooks that we could put around his neck and drag him off?
This man acts like I don't have a YouTube video on.
No. Look.
We had fun.
There are things you don't say in good company.
Did you have fun?
Yes, but that's not the point.
That's the thing. We had fun. And I think that's when you're playing a video game, that should matter into the equation. And it's not a good Metal Gear game, but it's a fun tower defense game. And for what it's trying to do, it did a good job, but you just didn't like what it was doing. You were expecting MGS6 after Kojima left. Good idea, guys.
I want to hear what Bad Humans has to say about this.
Ryan, aren't you part of the Metal Gear Survive Discord?
Well, yeah, I got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
I keep an eye on a lot of people.
So just search Fingers plays Metal Gear Survive with Nitroid and hear how much of a good time
What I think is not the point. You do not coat yourself in honey and then walk into a bear cave. You don't do that.
Yeah. All right, next slide.
All
I had a good time.
Yeah, this is the part where we talk
All right.
about Resident Evil.
So we can just talk about Resident Evil for a bit because that's on brand.
Remake of 3 sucked.
Yeah. 4 was all right. Agreed. Yeah.
4 was fun.
I thought I was gonna play 4 more, but I just kind of drifted
Code
off.
Veronica remake? Yeah.
We need that next for sure.
And then Dino Crisis.
Yeah. We're going to get Dino Crisis before we get Code Veronica. Let's accept that.
Why are they remaking 5? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, that's
Resident
enough.
Evil 2
Metal Gear,
remake
hold on.
is
All right,
the
Metal Gear,
best
back
game
to-
of all time.
That's enough. Skip is obligatory.
That was a good
So
hitter.
what do we
Forgot
do
the bingo
next?
we were going to have bingo sheets. We
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
What do we do next as a podcast? You know,
Yeah.
what is it to look forward to in terms of content?
Death Stranding 2?
I mean, yeah, we could get that.
I agree.
Hey, you want to get up here? You want to come up here? Oh, okay, fine then.
Sir, you can. We can
do a guest
We saved a
episode.
seat for Tommy Tallarico, but I don't think he's going to show
Yeah,
up.
we gave him an invite. We're like, they're doing a panel,
Yeah.
it'd be an honor. But his mom would be proud if he showed up. But I don't know.
We could.
He'd probably say he edited the podcast, though.
We are probably going to continue to argue and go apeshit over the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Sometimes
The
Fingers comes
screenshot
us.
of it
He's
right
like,
there.
somebody came up to me the other day and was like, I don't know if anybody's seen the remake episode where we all just kind of went crazy arguing over the remake, but
Yeah.
people still go to Fingers apparently, and they're all like,
Hey, man.
I agree with you.
Just so you know, you made some good points on that episode, but I don't want to go on Twitter and repeat them. Otherwise, I'll get dogpiled out here.
Yeah, people keep saying we bully him on the show, and we do, but people need to stop saying it.
All these nerds care about like gun like being accurate and shit. They're like, oh, the dust cover isn't accurate, and I'm just like,
That's
it's fun.
important.
No,
That is
it's not currently accurate in the
Why
game
do you think
now.
people like this series? Because it's authentic.
Love it, and some of us will hate it, but at the end of the day, we walk away from it all, and we're all still friends.
And Konami all gets our money because we're all just going to buy it anyway.
Yeah,
Every single thing.
Konami wins at the end. We're just a walking promo for fucking Metal Gear. Next slide.
I'll just tell you this. Announcement.
Spoilers!
Oh!
So we've got the MGS collection
forget it.
coming
This is
out,
more
which means the Snake Revenge Redemption arc.
Hit that music in the bottom right. Fuck yeah, this is another cool game that everybody else hates on.
I'll get in with this
Listen
one.
to this music and tell me this game doesn't kick ass.
This
Listen
is
to
the
that.
Big Boss theme from Snake's Revenge. So, collection's gonna come out. People are gonna see the light. I sound like Fingers would survive now.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
different. I will stand with you on this one.
Yeah, I like that.
This game gets a lot of crap, but it's a blast.
It's a good NES game. It's a good challenging game. It might not be the best. It's the Link's Adventure of Metal Gear. You know, it's like, hey, let's do side-scrolling and shit and change
Yeah,
it up.
I like
Some
that
people
game
hated
too.
it.
Fingers is like the patron saint of the weird black sheep Metal Gear games.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just-
I love all that weird shit. Like, I like Ninja Turtles, and, you know, they're all like, I like realistic military stuff. So, you know, it's just different strokes.
All right.
I want my accuracy.
You're lucky this is live.
All right, so yeah, but we do have this master collection coming out, which is fucking awesome, y'all. I think as fans, we are
Yeah.
really lucky to be in this position to have all
had a-
these games coming out.
Dude,
You
I had
know
a
me,
lot
I'm
of
the excited
complaints.
one.
I had a lot of complaints, and then they brought that thing in, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to shut up now, because what?
And what's funny, we even made a joke post about that. Like, all right, Volume 2, it's going to be Snake Eater and...
It was going to be like
Snake's
Revenge,
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid Touch, and Survive Remastered.
Yeah, yeah, which, you know, that's the Volume 2 we deserve
We
as
got
fans.
one of
I
them,
mean,
so maybe we should be a little
But
worried.
yeah, and then they actually included Snake's Revenge as just like bonus content. I think that's dope. We're getting the NES games, which are definitely like not as good as the MSX, but it's cool that they're there. As janky as they are, like that's part of the Metal Gear history.
Can I say one thing? A lot of people might not pay much attention to this, but one of the things in this collection that Konami's not making a big deal out of, and that a lot of people are looking over, is this digital screenplay thing. Yeah. And there are these books that were released in Japan that are basically a compilation of all of the dialogue in each game, right? These are localized versions of that. And you might think, okay, it's the text from the game, big deal, but it's got developer commentary. So keep your eye on that. That's going to be something special.
Yeah. This isn't like a digital Eclipse
And they're doing
release,
it for
but like
Metal
they're
Gear
doing
1
pretty
and
good.
2, and
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So I don't know if it's a new one or, you know, hey, Bad Humans, do you know? Usually I know, but I don't know this one.
He's seen it,
Oh
man.
my
You're busted.
God.
But like Metal Gear 1 and 2, the screenplay book that they're making,
Are you going to admit that you enjoyed on the panel live that you had fun?
yes, it was
Okay.
fun.
I turned that fun on camera.
That's
on Twitch.
not the
Give a
point.
round of applause for being honest, everybody.
I gotta say, it is cool like watching
yo.
Shagohod like rolling in terror.
It's
Yo,
so
Nitroid,
fucking fun. I'm
Nitroid.
controlling a Rex just like...
And it's, like,
Nitroid,
going
hold
everywhere.
on. Let me just say one thing. Survive sucks.
If Kojima made it, y'all would have fucking loved it.
Yo, when Survive came out, like, Fingers was, like, going off on the internet. I was like, you need to calm down, man.
I got so much heat for defending that game, just being like, I'm having a good time.
But
And everybody's like,
stop having
imagine
fun.
enjoying yourself. Like,
But going back to the collection, I don't know if anybody remembers this. After it came out, we didn't put this on the PowerPoint because it was happening as we were making it. But Nitroid looked at the source of the
I talked
collection.
about that during the last one.
So talk about it again. It's fine. It's fine. Nitroid leaked
people who missed
MGS4 in Volume 2.
If you weren't
Oh, yeah.
in here for my panel, basically the gist is this: the website for this has a timeline, and there were some. There's some. If you look at the page source code, they've got placeholder buttons on a timeline image for games that aren't out yet, and I thought that was a little suspicious because they've got like all the buttons for the games in the collection, but they're inactive but in place for the rest of the canon games. And it just was like, that's interesting. They usually don't update
MGS4
it.
was hidden in the HTML.
Yeah,
Long story short.
MGS4, Peace Walker, and 5 were in the source. We're like, I don't want to call it source code. It's HTML. It's like nothing. But
So he told the internet that, and then
That was
the
my first
internet
mistake.
turned that into Metal Gear Solid 4 confirmed for Volume 2, leak proved, and it's just like, God damn it, guys, did we not learn
Favorite
anything
thing
from
in the
Tom
world
Wilson?
is
and then I got to watch a bunch of like big game journalist personalities say my name wrong, so that was great.
Yeah.
Like the best one was Greg Miller calling me Nitro ID.
I like
great.
I like Nitroid. That sounds
Nitroid.
Nitroid, I get-
While
like-
simultaneously Discord is like, you can't have your name. Sorry.
I get Nitriodolite.
So you're
That
Diorton
one
now.
Sounds a good one.
Yeah, Diorton.
Thank you,
Backwards
Greg.
Nitroid.
Yeah, so I'm just going by Diorton now. It's just backwards. I'll put a mustache on. I'll be my evil version.
What we got next slide,
Anyway,
though?
Well, we get to see the Solid Snake Redemption arc slide again, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, we're getting it.
All right, so I made this. I'm very proud of this. Go see Oppenheimer, everybody, after you go see Barbie.
Jeff Keighley's in it, y'all.
this is
Confirmed.
Some of you might be familiar with this. We call it the Kojima DEF CON tiers, and this was more relevant when there was like not that much content coming between like Metal Gear and Kojima.
Because we would
but
have like award shows and stuff and like
Yeah.
different panels and it's like,
you know,
is Kojima
Jeff
gonna be there?
Keighley,
Yeah.
you know Jeff Keighley, he's always like, oh, well, we have an extra special guest.
And then
He's
you
so
see
prolific,
you
and
see,
it's
like,
like some indie game that you've
Tetsuya
never heard of in your
Nomura
life.
with Kingdom Hearts 4.
But then you see Kojima just post that in and out and you're like, okay, he's in LA.
Which I
Like,
still
what are we
haven't-
at now? It's
I
rising.
still haven't had In and Out. I really need to get
gotta
to
get to
that.
that, yeah.
But there's 5 levels essentially, and I hope I got this in the right order. But
so,
you
yeah.
know, there's level 5, which is, you know, what does it mean when Kojima pops up for an appearance? It
DEF
doesn't
CON
mean,
goes the opposite way that you think it does.
yeah, there's nothing happening. Jeff just teased something that pretty much didn't exist. So like, thanks, Jeff.
Like the Game Awards.
4 is usually just
commercials.
Kojima posting something like flowers or music, or, you know, he posts, you know, what his Walkman is playing, and that could mean something in the future. Like it could
could,
be
yeah.
Picture
you
the
know,
old Konami building with big corn, like
Farrell
sausage.
sausage. Every time I eat Eggs Benedict, I have to make. Looks like boobies when I shake the plate. The next is
Our hero,
level
everybody.
3, a random Kojima product, not a game. So, you know,
Brain
his
structure.
book, now his movie, Brain Structure.
Oh yeah, he's doing a movie. That's
Oh, yeah, he's got a podcast.
Somebody asked
'Cause they're
if that
doing the
movie
Death
was
Stranding movie,
premiering
right?
here.
yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll come out and just announce something and everybody's like,
Man,
not
if
a,
they
not
do
a
a
game,
Death
though.
Stranding movie, I know the perfect actor to play Sam.
Who?
It was the guy that played Rick on Walking Dead. Yeah.
And then
I think that one guy's busy shooting that show, so he probably won't make it. He's got his
There's-
own show. That's all the people. That's so
That
funny that
movie's gonna be
Walking Dead has funneled down to we just care about Daryl anymore.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
the
much.
show.
They just called the show that now. Yeah, like that movie's gonna be like
I
9
called that too.
hours
It's like
long.
he's gonna be the last guy around that anybody gives a fuck about.
They're just gonna take the zombies out too, and he's just gonna be walking
I
around.
need to make a game.
there's number 2,
that.
which was
zombie
sort of
game
like
you-
the cloud, the Xbox Cloud game. Not an in-person event. You know, Kojima's not in here in person, but he's gonna announce something, and it's a game, and it's
Right.
exciting, and we still don't know anything about it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't be there. We're working on a thing. I'm excited to show you. Bye. And then he just goes.
And then we got DEF CON 1, which is the big one. He's shown up. He's got a new game. Jeff Keighley's probably behind him in some funky sneakers.
Giving him those puppy dog eyes.
He's like, I'm going to marry this man one day.
Yep.
That's my husband. No. And that's the big one. But shout out to Nitroid for that Photoshop, by the way. He did a really good job.
We can go next
That
slide.
was fun.
So what does it all mean?
At the end of the day, it don't matter.
It don't matter.
None of this matters at all.
And
Don't
I guess,
take it too seriously.
Yeah, and I guess in a sense it was like, you know, we planned out all this time and all this content around trying to squeeze blood from a stone in a series that has been
Dormant.
Dormant. Yeah, I was trying not to say dead, but yeah. And then all of a sudden, you know, things kind of turned around and
Now what do we do?
Good thing it survived.
just kidding. So yeah, that's our.
I think we're going to switch it over to Q&A too. I think that's what our plan is.
Yeah.
This is the end of the panel. There's also Q&A, but that's not at the end. I can't do Apache's
I had
bit.
a-
Yeah, just leave the jokes to me, okay? Yeah.
I had a slide as well about my history too, but like, you guys heard me talk enough.
I'm sorry. I know I've been
No,
so
it's
busy
okay.
all
Like
day.
we were slammed and everything broke, and then like,
Yeah.
long story short, I started playing this shit in 1989,
has a
and I'm
question.
still here.
All right.
This newcomer to Metal Gear has a question
All right.
for you.
Hello, young man.
I am terrified.
The young gentleman in the back there. All right, yeah.
Hi, Nitroid, big fan.
All right, go ahead.
What's the over and under on you coming up with yet another rumor that you're going to get mad at the internet for believing?
It happens with alarming regularity.
You're like personified that one meme when the guy like jams the stick into the bicycle and then
I can't believe the game journals
what
did
happened?
this."
I created another rumor and the internet picked it up and ran with it. What happened? My life sucks. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Just trying to have fun.
All right, we got another question over here.
Give it a month.
Hold on, sorry. How do you know we haven't done more and not admitted to it? Yeah. Well,
There's at least 2 that you don't know about. Like, he's not even joking.
You're coming back, Peeler.
I'm sorry.
I have a super hard-hitting question. Take your time, mull it over. Which Resident Evil is your favorite?
2 remake.
Oh,
2
yeah,
remake is
2
like
remake.
it's so good.
OG2.
3 original.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker though. I'm a sucker for the everything but Reverse as far as the multiplayer. I love Outbreak. They really need to remake Outbreak.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
I was playing Resistance for like the 2 weeks that was active, but it was really good. I promise.
It was good.
They didn't want to update it.
Sorry, no, we're good.
Right. So this question goes to Nitroid. And it was in the presentation that you just gave us, like previously from the podcast. And I don't know if the podcast needs like context about it, but and it's a spicy one.
Go for it.
What are your stances like with video game piracy, like with torrenting and stuff like that? You yourself, you said like, okay.
Well, sorry,
we're
go ahead and
in a-
finish.
yeah,
I got to
go
be
ahead.
careful,
No,
but I've got an answer. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you yourself, you say, okay, we gotta preserve stuff. At the same time, you see like these AAA companies like literally shutting down live services like 1 month after the other, and games like disappearing out of the face of the frickin' universe. But at the same time, people say, oh, but piracy bad. Oh, but this and that. Like, what are your stances? That's the main question.
Be careful about this because this is a legal thing to talk
Our
about.
stance is entirely dependent on if the RIA or like
So we would never
here.
We would never encourage. That was disclaimer. We would never encourage you to go on the online and download any ROMs of anything that you don't own because it's unavailable to buy anywhere. And people have scalped the prices all the way. We would never encourage you to go online and download the ROMs on Google by just searching them. We would never tell you to do that because we're upstanding people. Go ahead, Nitroid.
That was the whitest kids you know sketch that you just like totally copied. Okay. It's important first to distinguish between whether or not you're making a moral argument or a legal argument.
Why not both?
Because they usually don't align.
Yeah, exactly.
How about this? This is why organizations like the Internet Archive and more recently the Video Game History Foundation are very important, because they are the ones dealing with the legal side of this. For people like you and me, obviously it's a lot more difficult. You can't really do things legally outside of with your own property. Now, if it's your own property and you're just archiving it for your own benefit, there you go. What you do with it after that gets a little more complicated, but I would say the best thing to do is because obviously I can't, we're not going to condone piracy. That's just too tricky of a legal area. But
we would never.
That part of it aside, talk to companies, be vocal, support organizations that do have the legal means to do this stuff. Digital Eclipse, as an example, doing with the Ninja Turtles collection.
They blew me away with that.
Like, they're knocking it out of the park, and they're doing really good preservation work trying to get that stuff out there. Support organizations that are doing it legally and right and are putting the work in. That's how you help. If you're concerned about the getting into some gnarly gray areas.
There's big suits that are sitting there going like, all right, how many people care about this? How much money are we going to make on this? And if you're sitting there constantly on Twitter like Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, and you're just this fly in their ear, they're like, okay, we'll make
they watch it and like, if a rumor starts that there's a remake happening, people start talking about it. And then suddenly all the stoots start seeing people talking about the remake and go, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do that. That's sort of how Resident Evil 2 remake got made, basically. It was just fans asking for it and saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And it wasn't. And they were like, hey, let's do that. And then
you get that one dev that's in there that is a fan, is like, dude, I'm tapping this. Like, look at these numbers, the amount of people that are talking about this. And that's, I think, as Metal Gear fans, that's why we haven't shut the fuck up about Metal Gear, is because, like, I don't want it to stop. Like, I'd like it to continue or to at least get re-releases and ports. Like, I don't want that. Survive being the last thing to happen would be, I'd be fine with it. But I was, the story's closed, the canon, all that stuff is like, we come to a good point, I think, with the Phantom Pain. The whole arc is done. We could move on, but we could remake, we could revisit, we could reboot. I love this series, and I love talking about it all the time.
Let it die.
See, this let it die shit,
you would never guess that this series has been through it if you look outside.
I don't need like Casablanca 2 or Godfather 4. Like, you can, it's good.
If it dies, it dies. Like, okay, yeah.
All right, we got time for one more question here.
Okay.
Good
we're
question.
Gonna do with these.
Hey, who wants a calorie mate? I think that's what's more important.
How do we do this?
I don't know. We got one question over here. We'll figure that out here.
Yeah, do the question, then we'll rapid fire these out.
If you had to say what would be sort of manner to reach the Kojima frequency in terms of state of mind and coming to approach this work, in terms of how to listen and what to expect or not, or what expectations to put aside in terms of reaching that Kojima frequency and state of mind, is what I'm referring to. What would you say?
Stop giving out calorie mates and listen.
It's the people that participated. I'm already throwing them out. It's fine. All right, what was the question?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You have 2 calorie mates.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What I would like to know is, what would you say would be the Kojima in order to reach the Kojima frequency in terms of state of mind or approach to coming to listen to this work? What would you say would it be?
Avoid literalism, for one.
Yeah.
I would say, I know that we just made the comparison to like Catholic colleges and stuff, but I think that you would want to go into it with a critical mind, just because, like Finger said, we all come from a very, very different background and approach. And that sort of reflects in our opinions, how we conflict with each other with said opinions. And I think that's essentially why people listen, is that we can have those conflicting opinions and those backgrounds and experiences while still having our own sort of critical perspective of it.
I was just going to say, like, there's an organic element of it too, where like we're all just hanging out in this Discord that we've got for the Kojima frequency. It's just the 4 of us, and they'll be like, oh shit, this happened on Twitter, or this happened on Twitter, or like this, we talk about it. And then I'm like, hey, throw that in the notes for the next episode. We'll talk about that later. And sometimes we'll even stifle our own conversations because we're like, save it for the show. Like, we're just like, we don't want to run the conversation and then like recreate the conversation like we've never had it before. So like, we do hit the ground running when we're recording sometimes. That the remake episode happened 2 hours after that reveal.
Yeah,
That's why we were all like yelling and shit at
Heated.
each other, and like I had to be like, guys, I'm just trying to be like devil's advocate, just so you know, I'm trying to give you good fun. And it's fucking. You guys are just like all yelling at me, but it's like we do have that passion and all that energy, and every time we record, it feels like there's never enough time for us to get everything out that we wanted to say, and there's still notes left over. You know, we've got so much to say about this stuff, so I think just going into it.
We always try to get to like, we hit the 90-minute mark. We're like, okay, Fingers needs to edit this, so we need to start wrapping it
Listen for
up.
this long, yeah.
Yeah, and like we talk all the time. Like we're always in communication with each other, and when we stop recording, we'll spend like all night talking to each other after it as well. So like, I genuinely care about these people, and I think that comes through on the show as well.
Yeah, we all love each other.
Yeah.
One last point that I'll add. Something that we all try to do is identify when something is noise.
Yeah. Sometimes we see something come up and go, we're not even going to talk about that on the show at all.
Generally speaking, I mean, if everyone's talking about one thing, it's because it's either real or it's bullshit. Like, you've got to get good at spotting when something's bogus and getting to the core of it. And that's not easy to do because it's not always clear where the source of something is. And I know I just got done talking about that for ages, but like, we like to dig. You know, if you hear something, if you hear a thing is happening or somebody said something, like it doesn't always, it's not always the thing that your first impression was.
Yeah, at face value, the clickbait is not actually the story. We normally dig
nuance to things. Not always. Sometimes it is that clear and cut. But if you just you read the headline and you make up your mind, don't do that. Read the story, then read another story, then read the opposing opinion. Think about it.
Because even if you're wrong, don't be carrying wrong information around and parroting that. Like, correct yourself and go, all right, cool. Don't have like the pride or the ego to sit there and go, well, that's what I read first. So that anything else from that is going to be what I say.
And plus, you know, the more critical you're about it, the less money you give to these like nerds who just take these rumors and try to make a quick buck off clickbait. So,
I mean, there's so many people out there that have just like zero problem with just spreading the bullshit because it's making them money, you know? And it's like, there's grifters out there. There's people, this is like how they pay their bills, you know? And some of them are successful and turn out to be other things. And some of them just are writing endless articles.
Career changes.
Yeah. I mean, but anyway, we won't talk about that too much, but yeah, it's you got to just be on top of it. And I think we know our shit and we try to like, go in with due diligence and really know, like, we're not just going to report on something just because we kind of heard about it.
And if we're wrong, tell us.
And if we're wrong, we normally will sit there and edit, be like, you know, actually edit that whole section out. We were wrong on that. Don't put that out. Like, we retract it before it even hits the floor. But if you want to hear us live and all the bullshit, definitely check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/Kojima Freak. And that's FREQ, short for frequency. And y'all can just, you know, go there and then hang out in the Discord with us. We've got like a separate section in the Discord that like when we do these recordings afterwards, we hang out and bring everybody in. And so everybody can kind of talk and it's just like a hangout.
I'm glad that you specified what freak was short for.
I didn't want people typing Kojima Freak, like acting like that.
When we first started, I was spelling out freak like FREK. Yeah.
That's how I want to be clear when you're spelling stuff.
I mean, I am a Kojima freak. No,
that's what I'm saying.
I know we're short on time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 6 calorie maze to go out. What class of vehicle is Outer Haven? Hands. What vehicle class is Outer Haven?
Is it a submarine?
Oh. It is, but it's a certain type.
Oh, okay. I wanted to play.
What is it? No, it's not. There's a specific. No. In Outer Haven, it has a vehicle class. You see it for a split second. What is it? No. Bad humans. Come on, man.
You already got a calorie mate.
Oh, he did. Okay. Anybody got another one?
We
got one out. You know what? Come visit us at our table. Talk.
Come talk to us at the table. We'll be giving a thing. Hey, thank you guys so much. We're the Kojima Frequency. This is our first live episode in front of people. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. DJing in like a couple hours, so stick around for that. It's gonna be fun too.
I'll be drinking.
Yes.